Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you hear so loud.
I'm too loud. Shall I make it softer? Is that better?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Does that hurt your ears?
Yeah.
Okay. Does Dad say okay, we're ready to go?
Yes.
Wow, great to see your face. I like your face a lot. I'm going to ask you to do something funny with your face. Can you scrunch up your face and show me no with your face?
No.
Oh, that was perfect, but don't say any word. Just show me with your face. Show me. Oh, that's a good face. Excellent. Good. Can you show me a yes with your face? Show me yes with your whole face. Your eyebrows went up a little bit. Yes. I like the word yes. So that's why we're going to do the story of the Y tree. And this time, I'm going to show you with some things out of my garden. Can you see the leaves? Yes. In a beautiful meadow lived some trees, and they were called Y trees. Can you see why they look like Y trees?
Yeah.
There's the letter Y. The big trees were beautiful, and inside their leaves lived lots of creatures. What lives in a tree?
Apple.
Good. Okay. Apples lived in the tree. Anything else?
Grapes.
Grapes? How about some creatures?
Yes, some creatures.
Creatures? What kind of creatures would you think might live in a tree?
Maybe aliens.
What would that be?
Aliens.
Aliens. Maybe aliens would set down in this tree because it's a pretty special tree. You know that? Maybe some birds too. Maybe alien birds. Not sure. However you see them in your mind, lots of creatures lived in this tree. Now, they had some babies. Can you see my babies? Here they are. They're very little. They start tiny, don't they?
Yeah.
But inside was the great, big Y tree. So they began to grow. They began to grow. They got bigger and bigger until they looked about like this. Pretty good, right? There's one, and there's two. And the two Y trees were moving in the wind and loving everything. And the first brother said, I love the sun. And it grew and grew and grew and grew. It said yes to life. But not so with this little tree. Even though this tree was supposed to be a Y tree too, something happened. First, the sun was very bright, and Y tree said, oh, I don't like the sun, you're too hot. And it began to bend away. It didn't look much like a Y tree now. And then it complained again. When the rain came, instead of lifting its face up, it bent its leaves way down. And the Y tree looked kind of silly, didn't it? It's beginning to kind of droop. Then there was sleet and snow, and it got colder and colder, and more the Y tree bent its arms around and around and said, no, I do not want to grow anymore. Go away, wind. Go away, rain. Go away, sun. Leave me alone. And so the Y tree was all by itself, bent over, its back against all the elements. He turned his back to whatever was in his way. The Y tree grew up to look like this. This is what we call gnarled. Its branches didn't go up. Instead, they bent over. And they began to grow down, 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 and so crunched together, no creatures could live in it at all. And the other white tree looked beautiful. It had creatures. It was starting to have creatures, even when it was winter, hide inside the branches and hide inside the bark. Well, pretty soon the complaining white tree was twisted up and began to cry. And he said, "I'm all alone. I don't like being alone." So then the snow came and the ice, and it bent down White Tree to the point where suddenly it cracked. And White Tree was left with only a little stump. White Tree actually didn't mind so much because he said, "You know what? I'd rather have the snow be with me than nobody at all." And so he just let it go. He said, "It's okay." Well, something magical happened. The spring fairy came and brought with her all of the beautiful green things. And White Tree actually said yes to the sun, and yes to the wind, and yes to the rain because it felt good and he could feel that he was beginning to grow. And instead of saying no and being all gnarled, he began to say yes. And soon sprouts grew in the place where the branch had fallen. Where it had been cracked off, the branch was brand new and clean. And every day that he said yes, he got bigger and bigger and bigger until he became a beautiful white tree. And guess what? All the creatures decided to live there. There was bunny rabbits at the bottom. There were cardinals in its branches. Maybe there were some inchworms coming up the side.
Oh, what is a coral?
A cardinal is a really bright red bird. It's a beautiful bird. Tell me a bird that you know.
An eagle.
Eagle. Wow, they like to be at the very top. So let's say that an eagle landed on the very top. And do you think that White Tree was happy now?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. White Tree became a yes tree. And every time you see a Y branch, pick it up. If you see it on the ground, pick it up and remind yourself that every time you see a white tree, you're saying yes. And when you say yes, you can grow. So now I'm going to ask you to try something.
I said yes to the wind.
You did, and all it did is blow your hair, and you probably had fun, right? Did you say yes to rain? No, not yes to rain. Well, I'm going to teach you how to stand to say yes. And I don't know if you can stand up, but you did a nice face that said yes, and you showed me a face that said no. So we're going to try that with your body. Lance, could you stand up for just a second? Great. I can see you well. All right, now I want you to take your arms and become a great big Y tree. And when you do that, say yes.
Yes.
Good job. And now show me what it likes with your arms when you say no.
No.
It feels different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So keep saying your yes, and you know what? You can say yes to your mom and dad. You can say yes to your sisters. You can say yes to all kinds of things.
Okay.
Good job, Lance. So I'm going to give you my special sign. This says I love you. Do you know how to do that back with your hand?
Yeah.
Try it. You do so easily. Now, this is the second thing. You have to wave like that. And that says, bye, I love you.
Bye, I love you.